Hello everyone, welcome back to my YouTube channel. I am Ashish Vashisht. I hope you all are doing well in this lockdown period. 2021 was not an easy year for all of us. We have had heart-wrenching experiences of losing our near and loved ones. We have seen it all. So this book by James Allen, As a Man Thinketh, this is one of the masterpiece book which I have read in the starting of this year, and I believe that this book will definitely give solace or serenity, peace of mind to the people who have lost their near and loved ones last year in the second wave of the pandemic, or the people who are struggling with loneliness, anxiety, stress, depression, with so many mental health problems which are still rooted in our society, in our surroundings. People are facing this, but it is considered as a taboo, it is considered as a stigma to talk about it. But let's break this taboo, let's break this stigma. We should try to communicate with the people who we may think that he or she is suffering with the low phase of this life. So let's start this journey of this book. As a man thinketh in his heart shall he be. Coming on to the contents of this book, the first chapter is thought and character, second is effect of thought on circumstances, third is effect of thought on health and the body, fifth is visions and ideals, seventh and last one is serenity. Coming on to the starting of this chapter, thoughts and character. So we are what we think. अहिंग है वो, उसके अंदर हमारे अंदर एक डेथलेस सूल है. हम सबके अंदर एक ऐसी आत्मा है जो कभी नहीं मरती. और अगर हम चाहें, इफ़ वी ट्राई टू कंसंट्रेट ऑन आवर थॉट्स, इफ़ वी ट्राई टू मेडिटेट, इफ़ वी ट्राई टू इंट्रोस्पेक्ट, देन वी कैन टॉक टू आवर सूल. और फिर हम कुछ भी अचीव कर सकते हैं, चाहे वो कोई भी गोल हो, चाहे वो कोई भी एक ऐसा गोल हो जिसको जो इनसरमाउंटेबल लगे, लेकिन हम हर कुछ कर सकते हैं. इट्स ऑल बिकॉज ऑफ आवर थॉट्स. The author says, thought in the mind has made us what we are. By thought was wrought and built, if a man's mind has... So the second chapter of this book, Effect of Thoughts on Circumstances, tells us about a human mind. A human brain is like a garden, and whatever we cultivate in our mind, whatever we cultivate any kind of thoughts, then those thoughts turn into the reality. जस्ट लाइक अ फार्मर, जैसे कि हम एक किसान को देखते हैं और वो अपने गार्डन में अच्छे अच्छे फूल उगाता है, अच्छी अच्छी फल सब्जियां उगाता है, और वो जितनी भी वीड्स हैं और जो अनयूजुअल जो थिंग्स हैं उनको वो उखाड़ फेंकता है और उनको हटा देता है, जिससे कि उसकी जो फसलें हैं, क्रॉप्स हैं, वो खराब ना हो. उसी तरीके से एक ह्यूमन माइंड है, जो हमारा ब्रेन है, इट्स सेम एंड इट्स सिमिलर लाइक अ गार्डन. सो हम किस तरीके के थॉट्स को अलाउ करते हैं, इट टोटली डिपेंड ऑन अस. सो वी शुड ट्राई टू नेग्लेक्ट थॉट्स ऑफ फेलियर, डिसअपॉइंटमेंट एंड सेल्फ डाउट्स, फियर. सो व्हाट वी रीप इज व्हाट वी गेट. गुड थॉट्स बियर गुड फ्रूट्स एंड बैड थॉट्स बियर बैड फ्रूट्स. तो हमें अपने दिमाग में अगर हम अच्छे थॉट्स रखेंगे तो हमारे साथ अच्छा ही होगा. नो मैटर हाउ इनसरमाउंटेबल अ सिचुएशन इज, नो मैटर हाउ हार्ड सिचुएशंस आर, नो मैटर हाउ बैड आवर सर्कमस्टेंसेज आर, बट इफ वी होल्ड अ पॉजिटिव पर्सपेक्टिव टू आवर सिचुएशन, then definitely things will change, and definitely we will see a different perspective, a different outlook in our mindset. In this book, James Allen gives us the beautiful 3 examples of ignorance. और मैं आपके साथ वो 3 जो उदाहरण हैं उनको साझा करने जा रहा हूँ. यानी कि जो 3 एग्जाम्पल्स हैं वो मैं आपके सामने रखता हूँ. ये बताता है कि we human beings, we are willing to change we are not willing to change ourselves, but we are willing to change our situation or circumstances. हमें failures पसंद नहीं है. So here is an example of here's the first example of a man who is wretchedly poor. He's suffering from poverty since from a very long period of time, and his boss, his employer, does not give him a proper amount of wages. So just because he's not getting proper wages for his work, so he thinks to deceive his employer, thinks to rob him. So in order to become rich, he wants to deceive his boss, his employer. So do you think such a man deserves prosperity? This man deserves wealth. This man deserves a lot of money. The answer is simply no. Because this person does not even know the true fundamentals of prosperity, which includes determination, which includes truthfulness and loyalty. So he's lacking. So this is the first example of ignorance, that in order to change his situation, he's thinking negatively to rob his employer rather than working hard, or rather than talking to him, he is thinking to rob his employer. So this is the first example of ignorance. So the another example of ignorance is of a man who is highly rich, he's a well settled man, but he is suffering from chronic illness since from a very long period of time. ये एक वो इंसान है जो बहुत ज़्यादा जो है बीमार है और बहुत सालों से बीमार है, but he is suffering from a very बैड हैबिट ऑफ ग्लटनी, और वो हैबिट होती है कि हमारी भूख ना मिटना, ज़रूरत से ज़्यादा भूख. तो इस व्यक्ति को क्या भूख है? इस व्यक्ति को भूख है ज़्यादा से ज़्यादा पैसा कमाना. सफिशिएंट पैसा है, लेकिन उसके बावजूद भी ही वॉन्ट्स टू एक्यूमुलेट अ लॉट ऑफ वेल्थ. सो in order to get a good and healthy life, and in order to get rid of his chronic illness, he is ready to give a huge bundle of money to the doctors, but he is not ready to change his current situation by improving his daily habits. So this man wants to gratify his taste for the rich and unnatural desires. In order to get a good health, he is even ready to pay huge amount, a bundle of money to the doctors, but he is not ready to give up on his worldly desires. So do you think such a man deserves a healthy life? No is the answer, because this person is completely unfit to get a healthy life, because he is the one who yet don't know the basic principles of a healthy life, which includes to be grateful for whatever you have and to be satisfied for your work. So here is the employer of that labor, the labor which I have earlier talked about in the first example. So this is the employer who is not paying regularly the wages of labor, and in order to become more rich, he is cutting their wages. And now when he becomes bankrupt, then he blames external conditions and people for his failure, for his situation. So do you think that this person is right when he alleges outer conditions for his bankruptcy? No is the answer, because this is human desire, this is human lust, or we can say the worldly desires, which makes human being, or which trapped human being in this rat race of earning more and more money, that in that order you are cutting the interest of other people. तो इसीलिए ये जो इंसान है जिसने दूसरों का हक मारा अपने हक को बढ़ाने के लिए या फिर ज़्यादा से ज़्यादा पैसा कमाने के लिए, और जब ये व्यक्ति कंगाल होता है तो ये कहता है कि दूसरे लोग जिम्मेदार हैं इसकी बैंक्रप्सी के लिए, तो इस व्यक्ति को इंट्रोस्पेक्ट करना चाहिए और सोचना चाहिए कि जब इसने दूसरे लोगों की जो वेजेस है उनको टाइम पर नहीं दिया, क्या इसने सही किया था. सो दीज आर द 3 एग्जाम्पल्स ऑफ इग्नोरेंस विच आर ब्यूटिफुली गिवन बाय जेम्स एलन in this book, which tells us about our failure, which tells us about our weak thoughts, by which we are making this society a very brutal place. The next, another important chapter of this book is effect of thoughts on our health and body. According to James Allen, I quote, "The body is a delicate and plastic instrument which responds readily to the thoughts by which it is impressed. And habits of thought will produce their own effects, good or bad." यानी हमारा जो शरीर है वो प्लास्टिक की तरह है, और हमारे जो थॉट्स हैं वो डायरेक्टली हमारी हेल्थ पर असर दिखाते हैं. अगर हम किसी भी क्रोनिक इलनेस से, किसी भी बड़ी से बड़ी गंभीर जो बीमारी है, परेशानी है, मेंटल हेल्थ प्रॉब्लम्स हैं, डिप्रेशन, एंग्जाइटी, इन सभी चीज़ों से अगर हम जूझ रहे हैं, परेशान हैं, तनाव में हैं, तो हमें अपने थॉट्स को बदलने की ज़रूरत है, क्योंकि मेडिसिन भी तब तक असर नहीं करेंगे जब तक हम अपने माइंडसेट को चेंज नहीं करेंगे, जब तक हम अपने थॉट्स को इम्प्रूव नहीं करेंगे और उनको स्ट्रॉन्ग नहीं करेंगे. The body is the servant of the mind. और ये बहुत अच्छी बात यहाँ पे जेम्स एलन ने कही है। यहाँ पे ये भी बात कही गई है कि थॉट्स ऑफ फियर हैव बीन नोन टू किल अ मैन मोर रेडिली देन अ बुलेट। यानी कि एक बंदूक की गोली से ज़्यादा तेज अगर एक इंसान मरता है तो वो भय से मरता है, वो डर से मरता है। किसी भी बीमारी का डर, किसी भी सिचुएशन का डर इंसान को ज़्यादा मारता है, किसी भी बीमारी से ज़्यादा। Now in this book we came to know about our two biggest enemies. Who are the two biggest enemies for a human body, for a human being? Fear and self-doubt. हम आज एक ऐसी जनरेशन है जो बहुत ज़्यादा ब्रोकन है because we think too much about what others say. We don't give a damn to our own happiness. We don't care about our own body, we don't care about our own happiness and smiles, but we care too much about the judgments of others. And we take their certificates for our actions, for our purpose, for our goals. We always take advice from them, rather thinking that what our soul wants, what our internal urges. So there should be a purpose in our life. हमें ज़िंदगी एक बार मिलती है। जेम्स एलन हमें बताते हैं that there is one life and we should set a very clear vision for ourselves, a very clear purpose, and the purpose should not be to accumulate more wealth or to get a biggest position, but it should be rather what you want to be in your life, and does that affect somebody's life? Do you add value in someone's life? So this is something which matters the most. So always think this, that self-doubt and fear will lead you nowhere. So always be positive and always don't care about what others think about you unless you have a very broad perspective about yourself. So next important argument in this book is effect of thoughts on our achievements. All achievements, whether in business, spiritual achievement, emotional achievement, mental achievement, are directed by thoughts and governed by the same law and are of the same method. The only difference lies in the object of attainment. So when we have positive thoughts, then definitely we will get positive things in our life, and we will definitely become more closer to our notions and the things we really wanted to do in our life. So a man can only rise, conquer and achieve by lifting up his thoughts. He can only remain weak and abject, miserable by refusing to lift up his thoughts. So we should try to lift up our thoughts. Now coming to the next important chapter of this book, which is vision and ideals. So here I quote James Allen again. He who cherishes a beautiful vision, a lofty ideal in his heart, will one day realize it. Dream lofty dreams, and as you dream, सो शैल यू बिकम। तो जैसा भी आप सोचते हो, अगर आपके सपने हैं, जो भी आपको बनना है, वट एवर यू वॉन्ट टू बिकम इन योर लाइफ, वेदर इट्स स्पोर्ट्स, वेदर इट्स जिमनास्टिक्स और बिजनेस मैन, टीचर, जर्नलिस्ट और पॉलिटिशियन, वट एवर यू वॉन्ट टू बिकम इन योर लाइफ, जस्ट सेट अ गोल and always try to make a vision, and now there are so many peoples whom we can take so much inspiration. ऐसे कई सारे लोग हैं जिनसे हम ये सीख सकते हैं कि कैसे उन्होंने विजन्स अपने बनाए और उनको अचीव किया. And dreamers are the saviors of the world. So this is one of the most beautiful line which I have read in this book. कि जो लोग सपने देखते हैं ना, वो इस संसार को बचाते हैं, क्योंकि सपने भी हर कोई नहीं देख पाता. और सबसे बड़ी बात होती है उन सपनों को सच में कन्वर्ट करना. तो यहाँ पे वो लोगों के भी नाम है जिन्होंने अपने विजन्स को, अपने सपनों को, अपने गोल्स को अपनी प्रायोरिटी पे रखा. नो मैटर व्हाट देयर पेरेंट्स वांटेड, नो मैटर व्हाट द सोसाइटी वांटेड, दे ओनली फोकस्ड ऑन व्हाट दे वांटेड, बिकॉज एज आई सेड अर्लियर, देयर इज ओनली वन लाइफ. एक लाइफ है, एक बार जीना है, एक बार मरना है. सो सेट अ क्लियर विजन, सेट अ क्लियर पर्पस एंड strive to achieve it day or night. Columbus is the example who dreamt of creating a different world, and he did it. So there are so many examples. Gautam Buddha, it's also the example. Copernicus fostered the vision of a multiplicity of worlds and a wider universe. He revealed it. Buddha beheld the vision of a spiritual world of stainless beauty and perfect peace, and he entered into it. And there are so many monks, who have left worldly desires, who have sold their Ferraris, who have sold their, precious cars, buildings, in order to get what? The next important and might be the last important argument of this book is serenity, which is peace of mind. If there is no peace of mind, no matter how much wealth you have accumulated in your life, no matter how many buildings you have made in your life, no matter how much reputation or acknowledgement you have earned in your life, if you do not have peace of mind, you have nothing. You do not have a pinch of salt idea what serenity means to our soul. So when it comes to serenity, which means peace of mind, it means that you should be happy with yourself and your soul should get ultimate satisfaction. So as I quote again, the more tranquil a man becomes, the greater is his success, his influence, his power for good. The strong, calm man is always loved and revered. So serenity is something which you cannot earn by money. Serenity is something which you cannot earn by striving for friendships and fake relationships. So calmness of mind is one of the beautiful jewels of wisdom, and mental peace could only be achieved by executing the law of thoughts and deeply understanding of the psychology of mind. And when you check your thoughts, when you control your negative thoughts, and when you start thinking positive, when you start doing meditation, when you start focusing on your breathings, then you start collecting your reconsciousness of your mind. You get to know the purpose of your life. You get to know that the ultimate happiness is not in letting others down. The ultimate happiness is not relies in demeaning others or in earning more and more and more money, but it relies in doing what you always wanted to do. It relies in seeing a kid smile when you are passing through the road. Serenity comes, peace of mind comes when you see others in a very trivial position and you try to solve their problems. Serenity comes when you feel that someone is crying. If someone is crying, then you should cry and you should share words of wisdom with them. Serenity comes when you become empathic. Serenity comes when you become compassionate. Serenity comes when you have that gut instinct and when you have heart in your body. Otherwise, there are so many people who have become heartless today. There are people who are working in the corporates who have literally become, heartless. They do not understand what others are going through, their health, their condition, their finance. All they know is to earn money, money, money. And serenity does not come by earning money or by demeaning others. And lastly, there are so many people who are still not satisfied with their life, with their situation, with their circumstances. They always complain, they always whine. But contentment is art. Contentment is the feeling of satisfaction. कि भगवान ने जो भी दिया है, जैसी भी situation है, I am happy, I am grateful, I am blessed, and I am ready to tackle any trivial conditions. How few people we meet in life, who are well balanced, who have the exquisite poise which is characteristic of the finished character. So वो लोग जो हमेशा स्माइल करते हैं, वो लोग जो हमेशा कहते हैं that I am blessed, I am satisfied with whatever I have in my life. These are the people who change our perspective, and by these people life becomes serene, life becomes peaceful and positive. So lastly, I quote, "Tempest-tossed souls, wherever they may be, under whosoever conditions they may live, know this, that in the ocean of life, the isles of blessedness are smiling. So keep your hand firmly upon the helm of thought. Self-control is strength, right thought is mastery, calmness is power. Say unto your heart, peace be still." So peace is the ultimate gift that you should earn in your life, rather than earning money so much, rather than earning position so much. And don't fall for the rat race. Try to change your perspective, try to change your situation by changing your thoughts, by improving and by lifting your thoughts. I hope you will like this video, and I will definitely make so many book reviews in my next future videos. If you like this video, please like, share and subscribe. It's because of you people that value add in my life and in the life of you. Thank you so much. If you are an avid reader, then must subscribe to my YouTube channel.